when as you say, the statistics are saying this number of students. I mean, in Canada, big country, we don't have as many schools, but we've got the demographic challenges and shifts, and we've got
Sure.
schools in northern, rural, remote, and yeah. So I guess the other question I was going to ask very quickly, and maybe you're going to get into this, is strategic plans. We see strategic plans, right? Um,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are lots of consultants who help schools with strategic plans.
Sure.
Those strategic plans, you've been doing this for a very long time. You've read those strategic plans. Are those strategic plans more are is it common that those strategic plans are more aspirational than realistic?
I think it depends, right? I've seen a lot of those as you suggested, and I'd say that some of them are so generic you could put about anything. It could be any institution, right?
Right.
But others have mapped out here's our benchmark where we are in these things, and here's our targets for each of these things over the next 5 years, let's say. And they're monitoring those. They're working on those. They're have accountability around producing. Those are useful, right? But not all plans are like that. Some
Right.
of them are just pretty documents. Go up on a website and you talk about them every now and then. But there has to be accountability built in
Yeah.
and some expectation of hitting certain targets.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we've got a definition of strategic enrollment management. We've heard
Yep.
about what strategic enrollment management is not. So, I assume there's a process, there's a series of steps. What
Yeah.
can you describe the strategic enrollment management process?
Well, let me preface what I'm going to say by saying everybody does a little differently. The process is a little different. I wrote or authored, edited, I guess is the best word, a book several years ago that had 10 case studies from different institutions on how they did enrollment management, and none of them were the same. Not a one of them, right? So everybody does a little differently. I'm going to give you our view of it and what I think is a good model to follow.
Mhm.
And that is you got to begin by understanding the strategic dynamics, right? And that means doing a bit of a gap analysis, looking at two things. What does that external environment look like? How is it going to likely impact you in the future? And you mentioned demographic shifts. I mentioned the IRCC, but there are other things, economic job trends.